Hey, what's good, what's good, what's good? Welcome to Reflections of a DJ, the R.O.A.D podcast presented by DJ City and Beat Source. I am one of your hosts, DJ Crooked. We have Jamie the Great here.
Yeah.
We got DJ Optic.
Hey.
Big shout out to our boy Never, Never Forever, rest in peace. Okay. We're here in the heart and soul of Sin City, Las Vegas. And we have a very, very special guest. This is like legendary DJ producer who's been on our bucket list forever. You know, he is one of the rare DJ who never traded craft for clout. For the Netherlands, by way of the Philippines, he helped define a whole era of big room and festival energy while still pulling like all fast, creative live mixes that separate him from the pack. As a producer and collaborator, he's behind classic club and staple festival main stage records like Show Me Love Remix, Leave the World Behind, and Turbulence. As a builder, he's launched Mix Mash Records and the Super You and Me brand, platforming a generation of talent and future stars like Avicii, rest in peace. He's got an insane YouTube channel where he shared DJ production tips. He's been candid about longevity, burnout, and what real DJing still means in 2025. He's a staple at Ultra, Tomorrowland, EDC, a familiar face in Las Vegas across multiple eras. And he's back in town, and we couldn't be more honored to have him here. Las Vegas, welcome DJ and producer, kung fu athlete, and dedicated dad, Laidback Luke. What's good, sir?
Wow, what an intro. I got
I've been telling his intro's been impeccable these days.
Next time when I'm at a big festival, I'm just going to have you on stage, announce me like that.
He's like the boxer announcer.
I'm like... Who is this guy? Oh, he's talking about me. That's
I like
great.
him.
I'm energized. Are you energized, Luke?
Yes, sir. I'm ready to go.
And you're on 3.5 hours sleep?
Yes.
Right now? You just played Hakkasan last night.
Hakkasan last night. Yeah.
How was that last night?
Oh, it felt like a homecoming.
Right.
When Hakkasan opened in 2013, I was one of the DJs booked there. And it was all brand new. I remember even having the promoter dinner before the show. And they couldn't actually really serve us much because the pans were that new. They needed to be baked in first. And I was like, yo, this is real cooking. Like, they know their stuff.
That was like a legendary lineup.
Yeah.
It was like you, Calvin Harris, Tiesto. It was like Steve Aoki, Bingo Players, Bob Sinclair, Dad Life, Fergie, Hardwell, Nervo, Rehab, Tommy Trash, and then of course you.
Hey, you know what's insane? Because I posted this on my socials,
Right.
like the spread that was the photo shoot.
Right.
We were all there on that day amongst our busy schedules. Can you imagine like being in a room with Tiesto and Calvin Harris, and it's like, okay, you line up here for the photo, and it's like we did that.
Yeah.
I just assumed it was composited.
No, it wasn't like
That's insane.
No, this was the age before. Yeah.
This is 2013. Guys.
Yeah. No, but you see that.
You were right next to Calvin too, right?
Yeah, I was like, dude, hi.
Yeah, that could never happen now. Do you think?
I don't think so, man.
Like everyone just at one time.
Yeah.
But this is how crazy that roster, that lineup, that Hakkasan opening was in 2013, right?
It was. It was huge. This is like the year after peak EDM, so to say, you know, after 2012.
So you think peak EDM was 2012?
Yeah.
You don't think that 2013 that was the peak, that was the goal, like the peak?
I mean,
kind of
us infiltrating Vegas could be debatable, but you know, I think 2012, like when all the rappers jumped on EDM, and there you had Pitbull knocking and Will.I.am knocking, and I remember turning to some of my peers at a certain point, thinking, "Man, we won." they're like, what do you mean we won? Because being from the Netherlands, trance was always the biggest, and then hip hop was always huge,
right?
And at a certain point, I was like, we're being approached by all the hip hop people right now, and we won.
But because EDM became the sound of pop, it was like an automatic, I need at least one EDM song on my new album.
And it's wild because, I've been doing this for 3 decades now. And doing my shows out in Europe in the begin 2000s, I was always like, why is America so behind? Like, why aren't we doing this in America? Like, what's going on? It's still hip hop or rock music.
Right.
And I remember playing in Vegas for the first time. This was at Hard Rock. Shout out to the rehab pool parties back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh, what year was that?
Oh, dude, my first time here must have been 2007.
Yes, 07, 08.
Do you remember who brought you out?
Yes, Z.
Z, shout
out to Z.
The Queen of House.
The Queen of House. There we go. And I remember DJing there, and I kept on getting requests if I could play some Britney Spears or.
So it used to be Britney Spears. Now it's Bad Bunny.
Yeah, exactly. No, that same thing. People didn't have their phones out or anything, but if they would have, it would have been Britney Spears. And I was like, what am I doing here? They have no clue what I am doing here, you know?
What did a Las Vegas residency mean at that time?
Something exotic. Being from the Netherlands, it was just like, why are you going to Vegas? Are you going to gamble? Like, what's going on? And it wasn't a thing just yet until I set foot in here, and I was like, oh, there's parties, there's pool parties. People want to hear Britney Spears, but then I have this Queen of House music booking me to play house music, and something was going. And it wasn't until peak EDM that I was like, oh, okay. Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I thought peak EDM was like 2010, 2011. I didn't think I think by 2012 hip hop had kind of came back in, and I never thought 2012 was a peak for EDM.
Yeah, I mean, for me, and that's why there's the Tomorrowland stage, which is 2010 until 2012. They like hone you in on that sound. Yeah, fair enough.
During that time, you come into Vegas, and you're DJing your first residency with like this insane lineup, and you're doing your first shows. I think it was like a Revolt, right?
Yeah.
It was the Revolt series, the parties that you did. And like, what was your like kind of first impression of the Vegas scene? Because like you said, like I always feel like the States and even Vegas to a certain degree is a little bit behind musically. But what was your feel like? Wow, this like, I have to play more pop. I have to play more in the middle. Like, has it always been like that, even to this day, or is it a little different?
No. Vegas, the Strip Vegas has always been super commercial. Like even when I had those Revolt nights at the Hakkasan, it was always like you need to keep it on because it's the bachelor parties, you know. It's it's the people just coming out and having the greatest time of their lives, and it's like they're not really flocking much to big name DJs or how do you see that in other cities and stuff, and you just gotta cater to that.
So it's never been like a bucket list or anything that you wanted, like having a Vegas residency to a certain degree.
No, I mean, being from overseas, playing in LA or playing in New York or playing Ultra Music Festival was more of a thing in the scene, right? You know?
Yeah.
Well, I noticed like after the pandemic, you weren't as frequent in Las Vegas, but like, you know, in the past year, you've been kind of like coming to Vegas a little bit more.
Yeah.
Was there a reason you were kind of like away from Vegas?
It's all a networking thing as well, and right now I'm having a really good relationship with the Tao Hospitality Group again, and we're finding each other again. Okay. Whereas at a certain point we lost each other, where it was like we're not. There's all these new names coming in. We don't know if we need EDM in this day and age in Vegas. All the open format DJs know their stuff, and you know it's like why do we need these type of legacy names in Vegas?
Yeah,
and I think we're opening back up to that now.
I was looking at like your residency list in Las Vegas, and in 2013 you were obviously at Hakkasan and Wet Republic, and in 2014 you were at Light in Mandalay Bay and then Life, and in 2015 you were with the Win. And that kind of continued again in 2017. But when I look at this list of residencies, it seems kind of stressful on a business level, like contract wise. Because it's like when you're moving venue to venue or like, you know, hospitality group to hospitality group every year, I feel like, that's got to be a lot of negotiation.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like in business, right?
Yeah. But you know, I've always had a strong team behind me who were keen on that. Got to give a shout out to that because that's the things that a lot of people don't realize and see is that behind the bigger names there's there's a big team. It was never stressful for me. I mean,
not for you, right?
Thanks to the team, I could just focus on DJing and putting my music out.
So that's what it's good lawyers crooked.
Hey, yeah.
Do you remember what was the strategy behind just moving from venue to venue instead of like kind of finding a home at one hospitality group?
No, it's just whatever the offer is, really, whatever the openings are, and
it's just like a feeding frenzy, competing for talent during that time. You know, it was like every year they put
How
out
many
like
commas? Oh, that one.
yeah, the billboards would come up and it'd be like, oh shit, they got
Yeah, I guess it really is. It's the time to capitalize on however much you can leverage from the newest contract, from the newest venue opening, right? Pretty much.
Fair enough. Yeah, business side.
Yeah.
Yo, roadies and roadies for life. You already know that we rock heavy with DJ City. It's our go-to record pool to download the latest music, edits, and remixes for our DJ sets. So now, Road listeners can join DJ City for only $10.
$10?
Only $10. That's almost 70% off the first month. Make sure you scan the QR code or click the link in the description or go to djcity.com/offer/road to jump on this great deal.
You mentioned in your Instagram post that the last time you did Hakkasan was 2021.
Yeah.
And then you DJ'd. And then I'm kind of wondering, in 2021, I heard a rumor that you're DJing on an iPhone, an algorithm, and Beat Source. Is that what you're DJing? Is that what you DJed on last night?
Yeah.
holy shit.
Well, it's funny because if you put it like that, it's like saying in the beginnings of the Serato DJ movement, oh, you're DJing off of a laptop.
Yeah.
Right.
I remember how much that was an issue where people were like, oh, you're just checking your Facebook messages while you're DJing and that sort of thing. I live in this sort of controversy right now whereas, you know, if you would book a flight right now, like out to, I don't know where, you'd be on your phone. You wouldn't be at a travel agent booking that.
Of course, yeah.
And I wouldn't say like, you're booking a flight on your phone? Dude, that's whack. You need to go to a travel agent to do that.
Yeah, you'll see Kimmy over there.
That's what my parents are doing.
Oh, wait, you're handling your banking right now?
Yeah.
That's whack. Because it's on your phone. Go to an actual bank, go to the counter and handle that. This is how I feel about my DJing currently. So, yes, the phone is the brain, but the phone is also a mini laptop to me. Factually, that's even true. And so all of my stuff gets processed there, and it's like my concept for it, it's like the things we do on a daily basis on our phone, why can't we do that with DJing as well? And DJing seems to be the final frontier where, oh no, you can't use your phone because that's whack. Like, why would you DJ and use your phone? You can't do that.
You keep saying whack. Is that what the comments are saying? 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
I find it scary more so than whack.
Yeah.
I get a ton of hate, man.
Yeah.
A ton of hate. It's like people are like, see DJ people trying to tell me that it's not real DJing, and I'm like, boy, you don't even know. I have like 6,000 vinyls in storage still. Like I was DJing with three vinyl decks back in the day. You're gonna tell me I'm not real DJ? Okay, let's have a conversation. I was like, where were you in 1995 when I started on vinyl?
Not alive, I'm guessing.
Daddy's ball sack is whatever.
I think it's like courageous. That's the feeling I have when I see it. I'm like, to step on like that DJ booth at Hakkasan, knowing that, I feel like you're like on the cutting edge. I don't think it's whack. I think it's like,
I think I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
I think it's like fearless. I think but I'm also like extremely curious. Like, how long have you been DJing on an iPhone? Were you DJing on that iPhone in 2021 at Hakkasan when you were here?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I had my Denon rig then. So it's been a very organic coming into it because I had my Denon rig, but then when I saw the app DJ Pro and how you could separate stems in real time,
right?
What is this, like 6 years ago? My mind was blown. I was like, no way, you can do that live? Like, okay, so I'm on this Denon setup now, and I'm like, how do I implement that? Because I was at first like just extracting my acapellas from Neural Mix, and then like putting it on a USB. But I was like, you can do this in real time.
Yeah,
I want to have that in real time.
I have every acapella ever.
Yeah,
wow.
And so I started just putting a little phone stand and linking them to my Denon decks and going back and forth from USB to my playlist on my phone. And I was like, I could just be on my phone as well.
But this is not the phone you use on the regular day, right?
This is the concept as well. It's so funny. So when you step into a car and you plug in the address on Waze, you do not think, oh, I need an iPad because I'm driving in my car. This can't be my daily phone. It's the same type of concept. It's my daily phone.
Oh, shit.
So
He's about that life.
Yeah.
He's living the life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's living on the edge.
And it's funny because all the other things you do on a daily life, you don't think, oh, I'm living on the edge because I'm on my phone right now. Why is it DJing? Why is that? Like, so we have to rewire our brain there, where it's like it's so inbuilt and programmed and cemented in that. How is this possible? And I'm just trying to tell you here that it's just the same as using your phone every day.
I think it'd just be stressful to see the notifications of people texting. You just have to shut all that off, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
My do not disturb is waterproof. Like, I sometimes tell people who come and see me that know me, I'm like, challenge me, like try and call me.
Oh my God.
Go for it. Yeah. And it's not happening.
So you immediately felt comfortable on the iPhone.
I did.
You did. So what was the time frame of when you were like, I'm ready to do a festival with an iPhone?
It was when I grabbed the old Mixtor from Reloop that they had randomly sent me a couple of years prior, where I was like, I tested it out and I was like, I could never DJ without jog wheels, right? Mm-hmm. And so I just stuffed it aside. I was like, nah, I'm not ready for this. Until the whole like neural mix thing came up, and I was like, I just need a dedicated controller for this. Grabbed the old Mixtor again, started playing with it, and I'm like, this is actually really good. I think I can make it work. But then within trying to make it work, I'm like, man, it needs more. It needs 4 decks. It needs an interface just like I had with Pioneer and Denon and that sort of thing. And then I started approaching them as a fan, and I was like, I want to develop the next unit with you guys. And I want to have all the features that I am missing right now in there. Mm. And so that's what I'm DJing on right now. It's like my own little Swiss pocket knife dream unit.
Wow.
Jesus.
Obviously, the benefits of DJing on the iPhone is the availability of the stems. What are the other benefits that you're experiencing?
Yeah. So say I'm traveling, someone sends me a Dropbox link. Hey, can you test this out tonight? Sure. I'll download it in my iCloud. And when I'm in line at security, I put in my hotkeys and I'll put it in the playlist. And literally everything you do on the go is in that system because it's your phone, right?
Okay, quick question. Yeah. What if you lose your phone?
Yeah.
Do you have a backup, login? How do you, like, what happens there if you drop your phone, it shatters? What's your backup?
Everything is iCloud.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So you could get a new phone and then link it back to your iCloud. Obviously, if you drop your phone and you drop your laptop and you're a Serato DJ, you're screwed as well, right?
Yeah. Same thing.
Do you bring spare like phones with you just in case, or you just?
No, the other one's for my illegal business, and then
that's the for Kung Fu one, and one is the DJ.
Kevin Gates of EDM.
No, but I bring a backup USB.
Okay,
you know,
and so. We're hearing some of the benefits, right? Because you're able to just work anywhere. You can work on your set anytime, anywhere.
Oh, I love being in bed.
Yeah, and working then on your set,
programming my hot cues and sorting out my playlists, and it's the best feeling ever.
Wow!
And I don't need to go to my laptop to sync the whole thing up, because it's there already. It just makes so much sense.
It's so interesting. So, like, when you're not still on the Denon. Like CDJs or anything, right? When did you have you used the new Alpha Theater 3000X?
No, I'm not interested.
You're not interested.
No, so here's the thing. I'll let you into my mind a little bit. I used to be Pioneer's poster boy. Mm-hmm. The CDJ, the rollout for the CDJ 2000 Nexus. Mm-hmm. That's me. Mm-hmm. Like I was the dude promoting that, and I was so proud of that as well, because when that came out, it was revolutionary. And it was groundbreaking. I've always been about that. Okay, I'm gonna have a mic drop here.
Yeah,
and maybe Pioneer is paying attention as well. I hope so, because
they listen to us quite often.
Yeah, because this would be great for the DJ culture. I'm all about the DJ culture. if you meet someone that's listening to music in their car via a CD and a CD player, what do you think of that person? Oh, dude, that's retro. That's old school. And also, like, who listens to CDs in their car nowadays, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so what do you call the industry standard modules of DJing?
CDJs.
There's my mic drop.
But I feel like they changed the name to like Club DJ, like CDJ.
No, listen, DJ. It's still CDJ, and
it's still CD,
and that's how old school it feels to me.
Yeah,
it's as if someone is listening to CDs in their car. I'm like, wow. I mean, they're media players now, but it's still CDJs.
Yeah, but I think the argument online when the 3000X drop was that the 6000s were still superior to that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you feel the same way.
Yeah, and that's why I was with Denon, because they were superior. They didn't have their marketing as correct as we would like, and that's why I feel like it didn't broke through as much. And Pioneer has this foothold as well with all these DJs being brainwashed, thinking this is the real way of DJing, and you can only DJ on CDJs. And I'm like, no, we need to open it up. And that's why I love like all the kids at home with their controllers, and there just needs to be more than only that.
So what's your preferred setup right now?
It's literally what I'm DJing on right now. So it's my little Swiss Pocket tiny DJ setup, which is 4 decks and a mixer in one, connected to my phone, and I don't need anything else. In an ideal world, I would love to be able to utilize the CDJs or any jog wheels with my phone. Like just walk up to the big setup, plug in the phone, and then it appears on all the screens, that sort of thing. But it seems impossible right now.
So you're not using any CDJs or anything. You're just using
it's just like
this, like a controller, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I still bring a USB because I will put in some effects, and I love a little bit of a scratch here and there.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it's really not like essential to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
So everything, the basis of all the songs and the mixing is with the controller, but then you'll use a CDJ with a USB stick for scratching or accents or acapellas.
No, not acapellas.
Not acapellas at all.
No, it's not needed. It's literally not needed.
Is this like a difficult? Is this like a difficult or like obscure setup when you're going to festivals, or are they cool with it? Have you had any issues?
This is like the most easy setup.
Yeah, they could never fuck it up, right?
It's a Soundtex dream.
Yeah.
So literally on my rider it says I need a 4-inch gap between the DJ mixer and the CDJ. Doesn't really matter which side, and an RCA cable going into the mixer. And that's it.
And you don't hear any deterioration in sound or anything, nothing.
No, because my unit has a 24-bit output. We're good, man.
I think the only thing you need is maybe like an iPhone stand, or what? How does that work?
No, because I use the CDJs as my iPhone stand.
A really expensive iPhone stand.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
I remember I was talking to Stone Rock once. I'm like, "Do you use CDJs?" He's like, "Yeah, to charge my phone."
Yeah, well,
It's like, damn,
it's insane.
Yeah. So, because I put it on the display.
Yeah.
And then I can type in stuff, and it looks like I'm typing on the CDJ. It's amazing.
Is there anyone using this setup, anything remotely close to this in the dance world? No. And people and DJs are super conservative, but I see that there's a movement in the underground going on where people are buying my unit and are doing mixes with this. The biggest example for me, and this was like, I literally achieved my goal, which was NWA's DJ Yella.
DJ.
He was at NAMM on my unit, the Reloop Mixstore Pro, saying, and like we didn't send him this unit or anything, and he was saying, I came from vinyl and I'm OG and this and that, and now I'm on this unit with my iPad, and it's the best setup I've ever had. And I'm like, this is it, man. I'm good.
Yeah.
Like whatever anyone else says right now is like, oh, the OG spoke.
Yeah.
You know.
You know what I like about it is that it seems like you're doing it for the right reason. You're not doing it to be technological. to be controversial. You know what I mean? You're like, this feels good for me. This makes me happy. I enjoy this. It fits my lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know, because I feel like the idea maybe seems like, oh, this is for clicks or this is to be counterculture.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem that.
No,
way.
furthermore, it actually causes me quite the harm. And
yeah.
if I was smart, I have discussions with my management about it, and it's like, I'll tell them, you know, I could, of course I could roll up with a USB. Of course I could do that.
Like, just use a CDJ.
Yeah.
We talk too much about this.
Yeah, and it's like, man, it's like popping back CDs in my car again. You wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm streaming Spotify in my car, getting my playlists ready, and you want me to listen to CDs in my car again? Why?
I'm not going back.
Why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the harm that it causes? Just the backlash from the DJ community, or?
Yeah, I mean, but there's a stigma as well, and maybe that's why I'm the guy to do this, because if any other person would roll up with a mini DJ controller and starts putting their phone there at a club like Hakkasan, as like, dude, get out of here. What are you doing?
Wow. It's just the optics of it. That's it.
And it's just the optics. But okay, so tell you this. There's a bigger vision here. Say we get an amazing CDJ 4000 next year. In the age of AI, with how much AI is growing right now, how do you think those players can keep up with AI evolving as quickly as it does? That's why the phone is the brain, because we get a phone each and every year.
Yeah.
And the phones will keep up, the iPads, the laptops. But a separate hardware unit with an inbuilt chip, unless you're going to put out a new CDJ every year, is going to have a problem with AI. So right now, my DJ sets are AI infused as well. I don't need to tell you guys how DJ Pro works with AI, but you know, we have the AI beat grids, we have the crossfader effects. Like, there's all of these mind-blowing things that you can't have on a like a flagship setup right now.
What's good, everyone? This is P-Dot from Reflections of a DJ, the R.O.A.D podcast. Whether you're just discovering the podcast or a day one listener, if you've been loving the content and want more, here's your chance to support the pod, get closer to the action, and unlock exclusive content by joining our Patreon. For just $5 a month, you can join our Tier 1 R.O.A.D subscription. This is for our loyal listeners who want early access to new episodes 3 to 4 weeks ahead, your name in the credits of every video episode, and access to our exclusive R.O.A.D edits pack. For the hardcore supporters, we've got our Tier 2 R.O.A.D for Life subscription for just $10 a month. This is the all-in package. You'll get everything from Tier 1, plus a monthly bonus episode, early access to our exclusive R.O.A.D 10 and R.O.A.D Talk interviews, behind-the-scenes content, our In the Crate series, along with unreleased projects. This is your chance to support the podcast and get more of the content that you love. Join the family today at patreon.com/R.O.A.D podcast. Check the link in our descriptions. We appreciate you, and let's keep this journey going.
How are you preparing for your sets? Because you're kind of known to be on the fly, do like fast transitions. You read the crowd. Are you pre-planning, or you just kind of, is it more heavily improvised? You're just kind of, you have an idea of what you're going to play, or you just kind of like feel the crowd out?
It's funny. I had this talk with Kevin from Tao last night, where I'm like, I literally don't know what to play until the minute I go on.
Really?
And I am usually heavily uninspired by what to play, but the crowd feeds me the ideas. By watching the crowd, I will know what to play anytime.
Really?
And it's like they're like my source of inspiration. And so I go in as a blank. And last night as well, people are holding their phones up. I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. I'll play that.
Really?
Yeah, we'll do that right now. Like, I came out of like a very energetic session, and a guy pops his phone up and it says Avicii levels. And I'm like, you know what? We're going to do Avicii tribute right now. And it's like, it's just off the cuff. And I do want to emphasize how much respect I have for open format DJs, the talent that's out there, the actual real DJing open format DJs do. It's heavily underrated. And I am in my heart, I'm one of those electronic dance music guys that could also be an open format DJ.
Right. I've always wondered, like, your beginning stages were like techno, right? Kind of early stages.
Yeah.
But your style of DJing, you know, when I saw you like in Vegas in the 2010s, I'm like, he must have came from open format.
Yeah, no, it's interesting because when I got into techno, this was mid 90s, and all of the techno DJs were doing the DJ skills things because DMC was there, and if you're a DJ, you had the DMC skills. But those were the people I looked up to, and I was like, man, I need to have those skills as well. So in techno, I did the double up records, cutting and scratching, and I just took that with me throughout my whole like dance music realm. And yeah.
Was there any ever pushback to be like just play the songs and be more like a Tiesto or like one of these bigger DJs and don't do as much scratching and mixing?
Well, it's interesting because if you do it right, then it adds up. If you overdo it, then it takes away, right? So there's a fine line. Yesterday as well, I still pull off a whole lot of tricks on my new setup. It's like one of the best things that I still do and love doing is, and it's so weird, but I love putting a track in the loop. Like so the loop will go like and then you go and it sucks in that moment, but I'll always come back with like a okay, this is why I'm doing it. So and everyone's like, oh yeah,
right.
This is why those tricks have a function. This is why you should do those tricks.
Yeah.
Why you should be on the effects is because it adds the energy to. So I like, because I teach DJing as well, right? I have like online courses. There's a reason for all of this and why you should do tricks and when.
So it's like, and it also gives you the versatility to create a build up or breakdown anytime you want.
Anytime,
pretty
you want.
much.
Yeah.
You posted a live DJ set in LA. I think Dioro showed up, right? And I think while you were mixing, there was an issue with the beat grids, and while you were spinning, it was kind of you were doing.
It could be.
You fixed it live.
Yeah.
But is that kind of one of the issues that you encounter when you're using algorithm or beat source, that the beat grids are sometimes a bit off?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, that's a pain. So nowadays I DJ on sync because it's 2025, and I paid my dues. You know, it's so funny because the DJ after me, he needed to take over from me, and not talking down to his skills, because he opened for me and he closed for me, and he did phenomenal. But the thing he said to me, he was like, mixing from my setup to his setup, he's like, I'm so confused, I can't see the waveforms. And then so his first track he was mixing in, and I heard he was off a little bit, so I pushed him and pulled him a little bit, and so his mix got saved. But I'm old school like that. I came up with seeing anything, not seeing BPMs, and it was just all hearing. But I get a free pass. So I'm on sync.
No, but the thing is, like, it was the beat grids were off, and I think you put a caption up to say like, oh, the beat grids off, but like sonically you didn't really hear too much of a difference, you know?
Yeah. So the thing is, my DJ students, why I would tell them to learn to scratch is to save your mix, because what I had encountered back in the day was like, if I am off, then I can just grab a clap out of any track and just put the clap back on beat again. Yeah. And then it'll be good for like 4 bars or whatever, but you're good. Or you can grab the clap and shut off the other track and do a little scratch beat, and then you're good to go again.
So is this how you approach festivals as well? Like a Tomorrowland you just did. Is that how you approach this? Like just kind of like looking at the crowd or looking at the festival and just being like, or are you more prepared?
Oh, this Tomorrowland was crazy.
Yeah.
The thing is, I did the biggest back-to-back ever hosted at Tomorrowland. And this was a night before concept thing where I was in my bed and I was like, it's Super You and me. We're going to have this back-to-back thing. What can I do to make it special? And I was like, I'm just going to go around the artist area, inviting every DJ I see to my stage. And we're just going to do the biggest back-to-back ever. Now, DJ technically, it's like everyone plays one track or 2 tracks and like everyone's on rotation, but none of this was planned. Like we just played it off the cuff. And I love that. That's why I'm actually still here DJing after 30 years, because I could be super bored right now. But all of these things, and so big festivals, Ultras and Tomorrowlands, I would just roll up, man. Yeah.
You have like almost no anxiety. You have no performance anxiety or stage fright.
You know what? Let's talk about this in a martial arts type of deal, or sports type of deal.
Sure.
If you have a very important game, or you're at a certain level in sports, you've trained, you've worked towards it, you come in fully prepared, as in you got the skills, you know how hard you can hit, or how far you can throw the ball or whatever. You have those capabilities. And so that makes you ready for anything. And I feel that with my DJing as well, with my setup, or with the setup I had, with the skills I have, with the ability to read the crowd, I would be more nervous planning the whole thing out and then halfway seeing people scour out and move because they're not into it, and you can't move. You can't adapt. And so I feel. And it's a weird thing nowadays. Can you imagine hiring an architect or going to a doctor, and then you find out they're not really a doctor, or find out they're not really an architect? Oh, I'm sorry, I have a ghost architect, like that who will take care of that. Or I'm not really a doctor. I know I have the clout.
I just play one on TV.
Yeah. I know I have the clout, but I'm not really a doctor. Instead of going to a real doctor, and it's that type of era we live in now. And because I feel I'm a real doctor, I know what DJing is about, and with my expertise. And sometimes I tell the young kids as well who hate on me. I'm like, okay, so I've been a professional. Pretend I'm a football coach that has been a professional football coach 30 years. And when a professional coach tells you, oh, you need to kick the ball this way, and you hate on that.
Yeah.
It's the same thing to me, at least. So I'm good. I got this.
In the recent years, maybe like let's track it from the pandemic 2020 to now. And what is your outlook on the dance music scene right now compared to, I guess, 15 years ago, 2010, or your breakout year, which was an insane year, 2009? Like, how different are the scenes in the DJs? Is just an oversaturation of DJs that have like maybe more marketing power behind them and less of a musical production background or craft behind them?
There's a couple of things I want to say that, and without me starting to be a grandpa rambling, I would love to look at the future of this answer. Yeah. But right now, you see a whole lot of holes in the market where we have DJs that are famous for being famous and not necessarily for their great DJ skills. So now you have a whole flock of crowd that goes to a night and wonder why the night wasn't as good as they expected it to be. There's obviously all the bells and whistles, and God bless all the light jockeys out there and the sound people making this an awesome experience, and the effects people. But then the core of it still is like you have a DJ that doesn't look into the crowd, that has no clue where to maneuver when the crowd moves, or if they're because maybe you're a new tech house DJ, but then you're in Vegas and you have an open format crowd. Like, what do? You just keep on playing your own thing. Most of them do, which is okay. But it doesn't give you the peak experience that a night could have. So that's where we're in right now. And also, when it comes to real DJing, but also real producing and that sort of thing, over the last decade, we've seen an influx of people who don't really produce their own stuff. That pre-planned sets are accepted because of the way the visuals are programmed, and it's like an artist on stage. And so if they pre-plan a set and play the same set 3 months, it's okay. That's the era we live in right now.
Had to time code it. Had to time code it to the visuals.
I've seen people online defending artists like that, and
it's just so normalized right now.
It's so normalized right now.
That's shocking to you a bit, or no?
No, this is just the state of affairs.
Okay.
And this is why there's a couple of holes here and there. Mm-hmm. And while we are moving into the full age of AI, all of this will become even more.
Right.
So that's why I want to keep an eye out on the future as well, because in the age of AI, it will not matter anymore if you can produce or anymore if you can DJ. And what will it be about then? Well, for instance, DJ Optic here, who's a lovely gentleman.
It's your grandson.
Yeah, well, we'll get back to that.
Can't you tell?
It'll be more about the person and coming to see that person in person instead of maneuvering real time. Now, I always have the hope that the art won't die, and I will always be here for the art. But the state of affairs is that in the age of AI, DJ Optic will start release 13 tracks per month because it's really easy to make. And then, his DJ sets will be curated by AI. And maybe even like on the fly, he'll get some suggestions if he wants to maneuver, and he could hop from this set to this set. And there's all of these. And I'm a futurist. That's one thing.
That's obvious.
Yeah,
a lot of you, the Dutch DJs and producers are.
Yeah.
Even when I was speaking with Don Diablo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's my boy.
Yeah, always kind of ahead, just thinking of the future, and he's very accepting of AI.
Yeah, so the reason why this is because in electronic dance music, we were always about the future. If you pinpoint it back to an act like Kraftwerk is our DNA.
Right. Yeah.
It's like they already said the robots were going to make music, and they were the robots. And it's like that never left me or people like Don Diablo, where we're always still looking at the cutting edge of technology and what that's going to bring.
It's weird because when I was an open format DJ, and I would have to kind of sometimes open up for the EDM DJs, and like Tao, like these big rooms, and the funny thing is, like, ghost production and pre-recorded sets were kind of always. It's always been around. There was a standard for it back then. And so I like to go like 10 years, to where we are now. I obviously it's more normalized, but I've always felt that EDM had this stigma of, just you can have a pre-planned set. You can have a DJ that's not really doing any of the production, who's just the face, maybe the performer or the face of one group, while one producer is at home who doesn't want to travel, like kind of does everything. But that's been around for forever. But you're saying it's worse than ever now. There was kind of like, it was just like the percentage was way lower in the 2010s than it is compared to now.
Yeah, it's funny because it's worse than ever.
Yeah,
sounds quite negative, which obviously people can have an opinion about that. I would say it's more than ever because it's just reality.
Can I get a percentage? Like in 2013, what would you kind of rate the percentage of kind of the ghost producer, pre-recorded set DJ, to the real producers and real DJs compared to 2025?
Yeah, let me just repeat again.
Yeah.
To me, it's not a thing anymore. Like back in 2013, I would get upset because I know all of this stuff.
Yeah.
I produce and master my own things. I'm a real DJ. I went through all of the things. And so back then it must have been like 20%. Now it's like, you see that act, if you look up their track list, you see that every festival they play the same exact Exposed, yeah. Nowadays it must at least be 80 or 90%, but there's good hope because some of the new talent coming through, I'll advise them and I'll tell them like, man, if you're gonna learn how to produce right now, you'll be like 4 or 5 years in before you get the level. Just link up with a producer, and don't make this a secret. Maybe be a duo or whatever. And they actively want to pursue the real deal now. So I love that. They're like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to learn how to produce. And DJing as well is like, they're really keen. So there are motions where people are going back to the original art, and I love that. But in the age of AI, everything's gonna flip upside down, man.
Did you ever see a window of opportunity for an up and coming producer to ghost produce for a bigger name DJ? Did you ever indulge in that? Did you ever ghost produce just to come up?
Yeah.
And then at some point, do you still ghost produce? Do you continue to do it just because, there's some tracks that don't necessarily identify to your brand, or
Well, here's the thing. I'm a big believer that DJing and producing are a separate thing. If you're a real DJ, I don't need you to start learning how to produce, because that's so different. So you want to be stuck in a studio all day, all night, tweaking on tracks, working numbers, versus performing for a crowd, reading the crowd, curating music, be a tastemaker in music. And it's so different. And I try and put that out there more and more, because one of the things that overcame Avicii is he was a producer in heart and soul.
Right.
But he was not a performer. And furthermore, he hated being on stage. Yeah. And so it's like, man, we did this. Why? So I often encourage producers to, if you don't like being on stage, just stay in your studio, man. It's fine. Find a person for that or whatever. And vice versa as well. So in my time, I've seen a couple of people coming up that were real DJs. And I was like, man, you're going to struggle with producing. I'll hand you some tracks.
Wow.
And I've done that. I don't do that now much because I don't have time. But it's like, that's why I would do it. To help a talented DJ put their name out who shouldn't be producing.
Wow.
Yeah.
You mentored Avicii. I mean, your Mix Mash label you put out his first single, right? One of his first songs, and you gave him an opportunity to DJ his first gig.
Yeah.
I think in Miami, right?
Yes.
Super You and Me party, 2010.
2009.
Well, 2009.
At Louis in Miami. He was the first one on the lineup.
So, yeah. Go ahead.
No, I spoke to him briefly before he got on. He's like, Luke, this is my first DJ gig ever. I'm like, oh, shoot. Are you ready? And he's like, yeah, I practiced all month and whatever. And so he DJ'd there, and there were 3 people and no one knew his name. And it's like, I was like, how did it go? He's like, yeah, it went well. It's such a rush. Great.
I love that.
Yeah, it's a funny story.
How old was he at that time? Do you remember?
He was about 20. He was my age. So I was around.
Yeah, he must have been right underage.
Yeah.
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 Because he was born in 89, so.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
What gravitated you to Avicii? And I think he was part of your DJ forum, your board, right?
Well, so it's the other way around, because he was nobody.
Right.
So he gravitated towards me because I had a platform.
Right.
So this was my Laidback Luke forum back in the day, and why people flocked to it was that I was on there giving out all of my knowledge for free, because I loved doing it. And still on to this day, I love helping new kids come up and giving them motivation, hacks, and tricks. And this is something I naturally do, because when I was coming up, the only one who would do that for me was Gaston from Chocolate Puma.
Right.
And he was really a blueprint for me, and I benefited from that so much. Whereas I saw a whole lot of producers and DJs just being arrogant and being very much in love with themselves. And I was like, man, I just want to be like the open book to everyone that comes up. And so I was that on a daily basis on my forum. And it's funny, my ex-wife once said to me, hey, dude, you're spending 1.5 hours on this forum each and every day. Are you making money with this? And I'm like, no, I'm not, but I'm having a whole lot of fun. There's a bunch of talent on there. And she's like, you shouldn't do this, and you should spend time with us. And she was right. Family first. But 20 years later, I turned around to her and I was like, you know who I was talking to that 1.5 hour each and every night? Avicii and a whole lot of other names.
Wow.
And her mind was blown. She's like, dude, Avicii? That's crazy. Yep.
It's just like it was like unconsciously your way of kind of giving back to the community.
Oh, 100%. And dude, we have I have people in all corners of the dance music industry that were on that forum.
Right.
Not just Avicii, but you know, Good Times Ahead, bingo players. Nicky Romero was on there. Like there's
Dioro mentions that he was there, and you were one of the first people to like play one of his tracks or something like that.
It's funny. He emailed me one day and he said, I'm thinking of changing my artist name because he used to be Tonic.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he would put out banging music. He was making a really good name of himself, you know, underground. And he's like, I'm thinking of changing my name to Dioro. And I was like, I don't speak Spanish. I have no clue what this means. Sounds cool. Go for it. And he's like, okay, I'll go for it. No, but and this runs deep as well because another email of him was, hey, Luke, I am thinking I'm on crossroads right now. Either I still pursue this nursing job because he was working at a hospital, or I go fully into the music industry. Can I ask you for advice? Like, what should I do? Well, the rest is history, right?
Yes.
I told him to like, hey, go 100% for the music, but it ran that deep with a bunch of my students. And it's amazing to see what came from it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Have you always been this generous with your time and giving?
Yeah.
Where do you think that stems from? Was that from your family or like your father or your mother?
Well, I come from a line of teachers as well, like my uncles and my dad, and so I naturally gravitate towards that. And I see that in my daughter as well. It's funny, she learns a new thing. Like she schools me on YouTube Shorts and TikToks and whatever. And she'll sit me down. She'll be like, okay, so this is how you do it. You do this and that, and I'm like, man, that's crazy.
So, you know, when you were speaking with Avicii, and like when you heard his first record that you put out, which was R.O.A.D, right? What was it about the record, and what was it about him that made you kind of want to put it out, give him opportunity, and then like also give him, you know, a shot at his first DJ gig?
This is a mindset. So when R.O.A.D came out or got produced, there was 2 years, at least 2 or 3 years prior to that, where I was coaching him through, where he would hand in crappy demos, and I would say, dude, what are you doing?
It's not there yet.
It's not there yet. This needs to change, and this kick is crap. And in Europe, we shoot from the hip, which is great, which is never an offense, which is a learning opportunity. And so I would also be quite harsh to my students. And he would never get demotivated. He would always say, oh, okay, that's cool. And the next week, he would come back with 3 new demos. And he would up his game each and every time until the moment R.O.A.D hit. And I was like, dude, now it's finally good enough for us to put it out. But then he kept on going. And I remember this one time he sent me a new demo, and it was really good. Breakdown was a little bit long, and I looked at my Mixmash A&R, and I was like, what do you think of this track? Like, I think it has potential. And the guy is like, I don't know, man, it's very atmospherical, and yeah, that breakdown is really long, and it just doesn't have that energy. And so we were like, no, Tim, this is a great track, but we'll pass on it.
Oh, no.
It was Bromance.
Oh, my God, bro.
Oh, my God.
I was about to say Levels. I was about to say
Is that still your A&R?
I know, right? Yeah. No. Levels was a whole different story. I actually downloaded Levels from like what is it? Some illegal website. Yeah. Because it was doing its rounds. The reason why I downloaded Levels was because I was doing the summer tours, and my old tour manager was tour managing for him now. Shout out Tony Decker, and he's like, dude, Avicii's popping off right now. And I'm like, dude, that's so crazy. Yeah, it's going really well. And then I started doing summer shows, and people would put their phones up, and it would say Avicii Levels, Avicii Levels. I'm like, what is this Avicii Levels? So I downloaded it, and I listened to it, and I'm like, this is really good. And then I played it the next weekend, and it went off. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
This is it. And
Good thing you told them. Crappy demos make levels. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
You've always been open about like burning out. I think you had like a Vice magazine article where you're talking about kind of like I think the title of the article was I got sucked into the mainstream. And like around 2010 you quit drinking and you kind of mentioned there were two like monumental burnouts or like I don't know struggles in your life, but you never went into detail, and I was kind of curious what those two moments were.
There were three, actually.
Three, okay.
Yeah. Every decade, almost.
Yeah.
Every 10 years it's a burnout routine.
So I'm old school, right? I'm a child from the 80s. And like in my late teens, I would say, burnout is for pussies.
Yeah.
I sleep when I die.
Yeah. This is my generation, man. That generation of like,
You sleep, we
hard
work.
knockers. Let's go. Until when I was 21, I had my first burnout. And I was like, oh man, this is really terrible. And this was because of my first big international success. I had put out the official remix for Green Velvet, The Stalker, which got picked up by Carl Cox, who was then #1 DJ of the world.
Wow.
He was playing it everywhere, putting it on his compilation. Bookings came in and stuff like that. And I needed to make a follow-up. And I was like, okay, so the next couple of months, I'm going to dedicate this to a follow-up. Let's do this thing again, because I did it once. And I worked in the studio, but I didn't sleep. I didn't eat. I yelled at my family. And I just kept on doing that for months until I hit this wall, and it was a burnout. Everything in my body screamed. I needed to lay in my bed for 2 weeks, couldn't have any light or anything inside of the room. I was like, dude, wow, this is crazy. I never want to be here again. This is where I believe I started implementing naps.
Nap here and there.
And whenever I would hit that threshold, because now I could recognize it, I was like, oh, I need to nap.
It's nap time.
It's nap time. I'm shutting off right now. I still do that to this day.
So wait, were you like staying up for like 48 hours just trying to work?
Yeah. Ringing ears in the studio as well. Like just continuing, because I needed to nail this. Dude, my time was running out.
Yeah.
I needed to have a follow-up. It felt like the whole world was watching over my shoulders as I was trying to fabricate this new hit. And it wasn't happening.
Forcing it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wasn't happening.
And then what was the second one?
So the second one, I had this really great idea. The second one made me become an alcoholic, actually.
Oh, sure.
Wow.
Yeah. Dude, I've been there. Because I was now able to nap and work up until the threshold, I could keep on working really hard, and I would stick so much time in my work. And back then as well, mind you, I'm in my third marriage right now. I screwed up horribly 2 times. I put work before family. This was my motto: work first, family second. So I worked a lot, and I never had any time off. So I came up with this brilliant idea of combining my time off while I was working in the form of like having drinks while I was DJing. And my wife at a certain point turned around and she's like, why are you drinking so much? And I'm like, I don't have time. Like, I'm doing this while I'm working. And it just became a slippery slope where every show I started to drink more and more and more and more and more and more. And I remember there was this one show where I couldn't remember the track I just played. So I started playing multiple tracks. And I remember ending that show, and the floor was empty. There were 3 people, and I was like, it felt like I played the best set of my life, other than not remembering what I played. And the set finished, got a slow clap.
Oh my God!
And then I remember being in the hotel room afterwards, and the whole hotel room was spinning. Now, this was an indication of like, okay, so maybe I should slow that down a little bit, huh? But the real moment happened here, and I've been honest in the press about this, and I will keep on putting this out there. the real moment hit. I had one of those weekends again. I was at the Sunday at a family dinner with at my dad's house, and my two boys were little. They were like 3 and 1.5. And I was agitated, man. I had my shows. I was hungover. It was like, And then the one kid said something, and I couldn't take it. So I snapped. I pulled him up like on his shirt over my head, and I smacked him to the floor. He started crying. I'm like, stop crying, you know. He looked up at me, and his face was covered in blood.
Oh my God!
And this was the moment I stopped drinking.
Wow.
Because then, I went cold turkey for a good decade. Every time someone would give me a shot during shows, all I could see was that little bloody face.
Oh my God.
So there you go.
Jesus.
Number 2. We got number 3 still.
Wow. That's really
The
insane.
trilogy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm trying to put this out there to prevent people. And after number 3, I want to talk to the new generation a little bit, because it seems that some people are slipping still. Number 3 was my Kung Fu era. After that burnout, I got in touch with my Kung Fu teacher, and he's like, you know what we should do? We should up your Kung Fu, because it will up your life energy. It'll protect you mentally from all of this distress and chaos. And I was so nervous. I was like, but Sifu, how are we going to do this? Like, I don't have time for anything. And he's like, just watch me. We'll carve out the time, bring me on tour, and we'll make it work. So I started bringing my Kung Fu teacher. I had a budget. EDM days was great.
Yeah.
I brought my Kung Fu teacher on tour, and we would sleep 3 hours after a show, and then we would go into a 2 or 3 hour session of just ramping up my Kung Fu. And it was great. I felt so energized. I felt so zen as well at the same time. My Kung Fu got insane. My mental capacity got insane. And I was like, man, I feel like Superman each and every day. This is great. So I would skip vacations. And I would tell my manager, like, if I would then be a few days off, or if I would be on vacation with my family, I was like, let the whole office just email me. Keep on emailing me. Like, I'm always there. I'm always on. Like, I got this 7 days a week, nonstop. Let's go. And I got it for like a good few years until I hit that wall again. And I just remember it was such a random moment. I came off tour, and I had my little daughter in the car. She must have been 3 or 4 years old. We were just driving, I don't know, man, out to a grocery store, and she said something, and all of a sudden everything snapped. And it's like just a full body panic, as if your body is yelling at you. In the car, I had to stop my car, and I texted my manager real quick, and I was like, remember how I told you you could always text me? I'm like, I'm out. I'm 2 weeks. Like, give me 2 weeks. I'm gone. And obviously, I had just been working too hard, and I got a new lesson from that, because from there on out, I started implementing a 1-day Sabbath per week. If God created the universe in 6 days and rested on the 7th, I can take a rest day as well. Right?
At least.
At least.
It's
right?
just 1 day.
Yeah, so that's what I've been doing. 1 day a week, I am nothing. I lay in bed, I rot. Sometimes my wife checks in and she's like, dude, are you okay? Like, you're like sick. And I'm useless to the family, but it's the 1 day I need to hopefully not go into number 4.
Yeah.
Really?
It's been a wild ride. So it's funny because I've been putting this out on my YouTube as well over the years and trying to protect people from this. And then I see, things popping up from John Summit and James Hype as well, because they're now into their 3rd year of like a heavy touring.
Right.
And now you see these messages coming in like, this is so heavy, I can't do this, can't do the benders anymore. And I'm looking at John Summit's benders, and I'm like, this is not the way. And I guess he'll find out one day, and hopefully not. And it's the same thing. It's the same thing. You just have to have a professional mindset, and just like the professional athlete thing that I spoke upon earlier, as if you're a professional football player or professional baseball player. It's that mindset. You got to be disciplined, especially in the higher regions.
Mm-hmm. When I speak to like EDM DJs like James Hype, Side Piece, they're sleeping 2-3 hours a day. They're taking one flight to the next city, to the next country, and it seems like it's not sustainable. And it's like, how long is this going to go for? Like, I feel like maybe the summer is like the most traffic. It's like the busiest, and probably like you got to capitalize off of the summer. And, they're doing production on the plane. They're juggling all this. And I hear about it. And even what you're telling me, this 1 day a week, it doesn't seem sustainable. It's kind of like an all or nothing and then a collapse.
Yeah.
Like even that 6 days and 1 day collapse, it still seems extreme to me, where there should be more of a balance. But
dude, you're right. And that's why in regular work life, you have a weekend, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And we don't get those.
But you even have hours.
Yeah, like at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Most people
But
are
you
like,
don't have a
just
shut
that.
off. No. So like take me, I'm just very curious. Take me through the 6 days. What is your schedule like when, balancing family and work? And all that?
No, it's there's no real set schedule.
Wow.
And it's just a balance indeed. And it's like I'm there to take the kids to school and that sort of thing. And try and be there for the lunch, and that's the luxury I have with my job. Right. Lunch and dinner. If I'm not touring, then I can be there. But like this weekend is a number one show of 3 shows in this weekend. So after this, I'll go and fly out, and you know what? For people that don't understand or who are like, it can't be that heavy. Just try and sleep for 3 hours every day, like maybe 5 days this week. See how you feel.
Right.
Just set your alarm, get up. But then imagine yourself at an airport and then performing late at night and then possibly having a drink somewhere here and there, and then produce a little bit and then keep on up with your social media each and every day on various platforms, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram. Then trying to deal with the haters, and it's like, man, you gotta be solid.
Right.
Man, drugs. This is like a PSA for drugs.
Yes.
Like I'm hearing this schedule, I'm like, man, Coke sounds really good in this like idea. Like, I'm gonna need something.
I know, but that's a slippery slope. Yeah. That's
and then just
crap.
eating shitty food.
Yeah, for the record, you're not promoting.
No. I'm just saying, like, if I'm only sleeping 3 hours a night, eventually and somebody says, hey, you want to keep being productive like this? You're going to be like, well, let's try it. And then you try it and you're like, I could live forever. Well, and then all of a sudden, you're in one of those crash outs. It's like, it makes sense.
Well, that's why I feel like there is this like kind of a sober run.
Yeah.
Of that's kind of like spreading throughout the DJs, right? Where they're like, even Side Piece, they're not drinking anymore. They're trying to stay sober. They're putting health first because they know
they're working out, eating healthy.
Yeah. They're trying to get their body like ready for like this war of like touring and traveling and DJing, and they always have to be on.
That summer schedule with the Ibiza season and Vegas being these like 2 places that are like crucial for these residencies, being on the other sides of the world. Like that's like a disaster just from a technical standpoint.
Dude, James Hype tour calendar, like those vlogs, they sound fucking miserable.
Yeah, because what is it from Ibiza to Vegas? It's like,
oh man, because when you hit Europe after, what is it, a 14-hour travel from LA, you need to take at least 1 or 2 extra flights to Ibiza. Yeah,
insane.
And then the last flight is always the crappy one where you're there with the other tourists.
And they're partying.
If you're not flying private though, yeah.
How did you feel when the pandemic hit in 2020 and everything shut down? Did you enjoy that a little bit?
It was so strange.
It was.
I did enjoy that. It was a good moment to reflect, but it also signified to me how much I actually love this, how much I crave to be back on tour, how much, when I looked at my older YouTubes in that era, I was just complaining like, oh, now I need to go to Ibiza, now I need to go to Monaco, and I'm like stuck in the house now, and I'm thinking, I took all of that for granted. So that's the other side of it.
Yeah.
Do know that, you know, we're still very blessed to be able to do this,
Sure.
but there's just many traps.
Do you feel like your work ethic seems outrageously disciplined, and you seem extremely diligent. I'm wondering what motivates you. Is it fear? Is it fun? Is it success? Like, what is it? Because these burnouts that you go through, the first one seemed to be motivated by fear, right? You have to follow up. The anxiety of not kind of like, like having another successful record. And then, you know, the second one seemed to be maybe like self-medicating to a certain degree, right? Mm-hmm. And then the third one seemed to be, I don't know what motivated the third one. Maybe you were just kind of like, you felt like you were maybe overly confident about the track that you were on, but you weren't realizing that it wasn't sustainable at the same time as well.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of
That's on
wondering
point.
What motivates you? What motivates this kind of very obsessive like work ethic?
Yeah, it's wild. I'm just all or nothing type of person. It confuses my wife a whole lot. Because apparently a lot of people aren't all or nothing. And this is just a reality I live in. It's like now with the jiu-jitsu, which I've been doing for 10 months now, it's like I'm fully in.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not I'm half-assing it or anything. It's like I'm doing it or I'm not doing it. So that's my DNA. And then number two, it's like I do realize, and I'm eternally grateful that I have something to offer to the world. And it sounds grandiose, but over these decades, with the amount of people, you know, what the real goal is, the amount of people that maybe have met each other at one of my shows, or one of my tracks is, you know, their anthem for life, or I've even met the kids of people that met each other during my show, and messages from a hospital of people recovering, and it's like your music pulled me through, and the talent that I've fostered and that I've taken over the world. And so there is some type of mission there always, where I'm like, and I'm not done yet. It's like,
right.
Furthermore, at this stage in my career, because I rebranded last year, it feels like I'm new again. Like I'm doing this for the second time around, and now I get to do it right.
It's funny that you say that you rebranded and you feel new again, because I feel like that 2013-12 kind of golden era of like EDM, I feel like there is a resurgence. There's a huge resurgence in dance music that's been happening over the past, I don't know, 3 to 5 years, right? And it seems like dance music has taken over. Like you see it in like mainstream festivals, that it's like 60% or 70% of the lineup, and it's like, do you feel this pressure to kind of stay relevant, or to always kind of be a part of the moving train where you can't say no to any opportunities? Or how do you feel about that approach in your career right now? Because I feel like the legacy you have is undeniable, and you're still, like, to us, you're a legend. To probably a lot of people in dance music, you're a legend. Only someone like that with that reputation could do what you did at Tomorrowland, right?
Yeah.
So do you still feel that pressure though, to stay relevant and to like follow the train?
Yeah, it's interesting, the whole like stay relevant thing. Because I was once not relevant, and I thought,
when do you think that?
well, this was like in '96 or
Like before
Right,
everything.
yeah, before everything.
Yeah.
And then I remember not being able to get an international career in 2003, where I was just stuck in the Netherlands. And because I thought I was able to do it, to forge an international career, or this all started with my dad saying that this would never happen, this music career. Like I should just get a normal job. And,
Right.
you know, why would you think you're going to be the guy that could make a living off of it? And
Right.
furthermore, reach for the stars. And I said, you watch me. But I still have that mindset where I'm like, I am still relevant. It's not even about being relevant. It's about I'm just here still doing the thing, which I love. Being out there, being on social media, putting my music out there, mixing the way I do. It's all just a thing of passion to me still. And it's funny because in my new era, after the rebrand, it is a luxury cushion to have that legacy.
Yeah.
But I also sometimes look at it and not even associate myself with it, because I'm in the here and now doing new things, and wait until you see the new thing, and wait until a decade from now you see what that brought from here on out to then. And so I've always had this mindset, man.
Have your parents like not been supportive of your DJ career or in production career?
Well, my mom has. My mom is a Filipina.
Yeah.
And she loves everything showbiz and music and that sort of thing.
Right.
They love that shit.
Oh, she loves it. She's my, like, I would dare to say, number one supporter. Like, she'll call me out of the blue and she's like, I know you're in Las Vegas because I watch your Instagram. I saw it on your stories.
So your mom's always been supportive?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. And my dad, he's always been distant. And he's like, because sometimes he asks, like, what am I doing? And but I'll invite him out to a show and he's like, no, I can't stand that noise, man.
Wow.
And he doesn't know what I put out. He has no clue what my hits are.
Is your dad Filipino too?
No. My dad is hardcore atheist Dutch, like white man, like stoic.
Sorry.
Yeah, and so this is a constant turmoil in myself as well, being Dutch and Filipino. It's like, with all due respect to my Filipinos, but I know you love ballads, like the cheesy side versus the European, like, oh, we got to be edgy, like, and it's a great combo.
Does it bother you that your father's never been supportive or doesn't have an interest in your career at all?
Dude, it might be my number one drive, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
Proving I'm wrong?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what we're seeing, right? Is that your work ethic is almost like, everything that drives you is to prove your dad.
Yeah. No, it's funny because he has admitted, like, he's like, oh, dude, I'm so sorry, like, that I ever doubted you. And in our little Dutch town, I have a spot in, like, the famous people from the town, like, in the city hall and that sort of thing, and he's seen all of these accomplishments, and he will be proud of that, but he'll never listen to my music.
Oh my god! So wait, 2009. Do you feel that was the most amazing year for you? Like when you look back in your career?
Oh yeah,
2009.
Yeah, it's interesting because I have a radio show on Tomorrowland Radio, which is currently Laidback Luke Selects, but it used to be Way Back Luke, and I would put tributes out to artists.
Yeah.
And then one time Tomorrowland asked me to put a tribute out to myself, and so I would play music from the beginnings up until now, and whenever I crossed that 2009 section with the original of Break Down the House, we have Leave the World Behind, we have Turbulence, we have the Show Me Love.
What a run.
And
insane.
And I was listening to my own show thinking, yo, that was that's crazy. So I feel that, and again, with forging these moments in time, it doesn't really work that way. It's like it's been granted to you, man.
Really?
Yeah.
It's interesting because the 2009 seemed like a turning point for you because you kind of you didn't turn your back, but you kind of left techno because you thought it was too restrictive, right? And then everything kind of opened up after that, and you were kind of focusing on like more big room electro. You're being more flexible, like creatively and musically, right?
Yeah. Let me get this right, because I turned my back from techno. I came up with Adam Beyer, Marco Carola, Umek in that same year. Right. I was one of those four dudes. But by the end of... No, by 2000, I couldn't make any techno anymore. Like 1999, I couldn't make techno anymore. This was the Filipino part taking over. And the European part was like, we're just making loops for washing machines right now. It was like, and my Filipino side was like, but I want to sing. I want to have chords. I want to, like, can we slow it down a little bit? Yeah. And so I gave in to that. I was like, yeah, because the choice was either stop making music and DJing because I was stuck, or I give in to this melodic and songwriting, and that opened up everything for me. Now, big room and progressive and that sort of thing, and I'm really sorry to flex.
Yeah,
it didn't exist yet. You know that Leave the World Behind is the blueprint for progressive house. Do you know that tracks like Turbulence are blueprints for EDM? Like when David Guetta started doing EDM, I was right there next to him in the studio while it was evolving. And it wasn't EDM yet. To us, it was like the cool music for hip-hop rappers that will take over America. And then America started calling it EDM. It wasn't that yet. So that's why I sometimes tell everyone that I got trapped into it, because it was never the vision until it got that excuse me, big stamp. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh shoot, I'm that EDM guy now. That's crazy. Never set out to do that.
Yeah. How did this start? Do you think was it Show Me Love? Like how did everything lead to Show Me Love and you working with Steve Angelo and having that?
That's an amazing story, and I've been wanting to make a YouTube video of it. But I'll give you the.
Are we ruining this?
No, not at all.
Use us.
It's a story I love telling.
Yeah.
Because it's a fascinating story. So this is a track that went viral before viral was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a session in Stockholm, Sweden, where on the day we finished making Leave the World Behind with the Swedish House Mafia.
Oh, so that came. Okay, wow. That came first.
Leave the World Behind was first. Wow. Axwell and Ingrosso were like, we just came out of this 4-day run of trying to forge Leave the World Behind, and we were happy with the result. It was like, this is great. And they were off to get drinks in Stockholm city center.
So wait, did you have the vocals from Deborah Cox at that time? Or was it like another singer or like...
No, so here's the thing, and shout out to Deborah Cox. I'm happy you mentioned her. Axel had those laying around in a drawer somewhere on a hard disk.
Wow.
And I remember us picking through it, both Axel and I, because it was a full song.
Yeah.
And we scrubbed over it, and it ended on that, let's leave this world behind. And I'm like, Ax, that's it. That's the hook. Let's take that. So we cut it, and we put it multiple times in the song, Incredible moments.
Yeah.
But anyway, Leave the World Behind was done. The guys are out for drinks, and Steve Angelo and I looked at each other. It must have been like 5 p.m. that day, and we were like, I think we have one more in us. And listen to this. In the Netherlands at that time, the biggest track of the summer was Debonair, Samir's theme.
Right.
I was like, Steve, listen to this beat. And he's like, yo, I'm feeling that. So I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. But he couldn't really remake that. The Baltimore kick drum is a specific kick drum. We didn't really want to grab that. So he grabbed a conga and put it like an 808 under it. And so that became the kick drum. And I was like, yo, it's 2009. Some crazy things are happening. I remember having the Korg M1 synth as a 15-year-old kid, and I found out that the Robin S organ was on there.
Oh, wow.
So my first 20 demos in the summer of it was 1992, was me making 15 versions of Show Me Love because of this organ.
Right.
And I'm like, Steve, it's 2009. They put out a plugin of the Korg M1. I just got it last week. The Robin S organ is in there. He's like, no way. And I'm like, and so he pulled out that R.O.A.D vocal, shout out R.O.A.D, and he just cut it on B, 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 and I'm like, put the organ there. I'm like, what's happening right now? It's happening right now. So in 3.5 hours, we finished our track B. And Grosso comes back from drinks, and he's like, you guys have been in the studio? Yeah. And we're like, yeah, look at what we made. And he's like, no, this is incredible. And he was like, I can't believe I'm not a part of it. So we have a cool track, which is not Show Me Love, which has the Show Me Love organ.
Right.
So I started handing them.
But it's like the blueprint of it. Yeah.
I started handing it out to a couple of DJs. Eric Murillo was blasting it, and then Hardwell got it as well. And Hardwell came up with the idea of grabbing this Australian cover version by Mobin Masters of Show Me Love with B. And so it went B, 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 ding, 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 ding. And he just mashed it up. Mind you, there was no production. It was a mashup.
Yeah.
I heard the mashup. I was like, I think there's something there. Played a party in Stockholm and Show Me Love because of Stonebridge, whom I need to... Stonebridge is the official remixer of the original Robin S. Mm-hmm. In Stockholm, this is a dedicated classic. Yeah. Like, it's like, you know, they grew up on this. So I played Hardwell's mashup version out there. And before I knew it, I had like 5 or 10 of the local Swedish DJs rushing to the DJ booth.
ID, I need the ID.
Yeah, the ID. And the crowd went bananas because the momentum on that is so insane with the vocal repeating and then going into that organ. Started playing it out for 2 more years, wrecked each and every festival with it, got viral on YouTube, and it was still not official. And Steve Angelo and I, we looked at each other after 2 years. We were like, oh, we got to make it original, right? And if we make it original, we got to have the original Robin S on there.
Right.
So thanks to Ministry of Sound UK, they hooked up the real Robin S, and we remade that Hardwell mashup, and then we put it out. And the rest is history.
What a story.
That's incredible.
Oh my God. That remix still goes today.
It's insane.
Like, it still works as if it was then.
Yeah.
Which is not, you cannot say that for a lot of tracks.
You and Blow the Whistle is like.
What I want to add to that is that it was such an outlandish sound because now we're here in 2000. Oh, must have been 2008. 2008, 2009. And it wasn't the popular sound. The popular sound back then was like the Class remix of.
Right. Where's Your Head At?
Infinity.
Oh.
Digga 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 digga. Woo! Digga 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 digga. It was peak electro days.
Yeah.
And I remember, especially for America, I used to always have a bottle service electro house folder because everything was electro house.
Yeah.
So when we made B, we had no expectation because if we were smart, we would have made an electro house.
Yeah.
Type of track. So we were just having fun, man. And I kind of want to put this out in the world where it's like, you don't need to always follow trends because something might flip there, man. You might be on the cutting edge of something new.
Yeah. Do you miss that collaboration? Like kind of being together in the studio and working together?
Yeah, I actually really enjoy that. So one of the things that I love doing is writer's camps.
Oh,
being there in the studio, and I've always been a really fast producer. We can make 2 tracks in a day. You know, it's easy.
Who do you like enjoy collaborating with the most?
Well, currently, and it's funny. OK, the producer, DJ OK, double O.
Yeah. Steve.
Yeah.
He's
Abe. He's the only producer currently that I let have the reins whenever we're in the studio.
Oh, really?
I'll just sit back and be like, yeah, you produce this for me, man. Because he's about as fast as me, and literally everything we want, he can do. And I rarely come across producers like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
He has such a cool taste. Like the album that he put out, what was it, Cool? It's like such a different vibe. It's a different take. It seems like he'll take risks. He's not like trying to make a specific style or genre. It's just like, where does this go?
Yeah.
You know, like,
and he's just so musical. It's insane. Yeah.
What's like your musical focus, or what's like kind of inspiring you right now? Like what kind of sound?
Well, interestingly enough, it's the kids again. I had a show at Omnia only a few weeks back, and all of a sudden I was in a room with Gen Z. And there was this big, huge student club that gathered students from all over the country.
Yeah.
And this whole room, I kid you not, were like 20 to 22-year-olds who don't know Show Me Love.
Yeah.
Who don't know anything other than like John Summit and
right.
Dom Dollar stuff. Because I was poking here and there, and, you know, sometimes you throw in Booyah and it works, or Tremor, whatever.
Sure.
And I was poking around, and I'm like, dude, they only want to hear No Broke Boys. Like, what's going on? Wow, this is the new reality. So I threw in a couple of Dom Dollars and stuff, and they were the biggest tracks. And it's such a different vibe than what I've used to. But I kind of want to lock into that right now.
Wow.
I want to lock into the new kids.
Yeah. Kind of get into the tech house realm a little bit more.
Yeah. But I do want to give it that edge and that legacy.
Yeah.
But then try and do it right for them. So there's something interesting there for me.
I was just going to say, a lot of those tech house songs, though, I feel like are coming back around to your sound.
Yeah.
Because it's like, once you've kind of like exhausted every R&B and rap vocal and made that kind of thing, they're coming back to songwriting. So I feel like a lot of these new John Summit songs, they're anthemic songwriting songs that have that like big synth lines. It's like, it's more emotional.
Yeah.
And it's like coming back to something that you guys have pioneered.
You know what shocked me from that crowd, the new generation of students? I also put in a couple of pop mashups, and they weren't into it. They were only into like the cool stuff, like a Disco Lines or
Right.
Dom Dollar. Doesn't even need to be a mashup with Sweet Dreams or whatever. You know, it needs to be that.
Yeah.
And that cool. I'm like, oh, wow, you guys are a vibe.
And that excites the Dutch side of you.
I guess, everything's very,
Like Pazza even. You know, like people be going off to a Pazza song.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, this is deep.
You recently joined the Beat Source exclusive program. And, for those of you who don't know, Beat Source, DJ streaming platform, they launched their exclusives program, and it, features like never released remixes, edits, bootlegs from the biggest DJs and producers in the game. And, you decided to participate in this program. And I was wondering how did you get in contact with Beat Source, and what did you have a couple of amazing remixes on there and edits. There's actually a lot of hip hop edits. Like there's a great Lean Back, Travis Scott, Goosebumps. I love this, like your California Love. I love this Soulful Hate It or Love It 50 Cent Game remix that you did. Like how did you link up with Beat Source and this exclusive program?
Well, first of all, I'm a fan.
Yeah,
I actually have a Beat Source subscription. I need to fix that.
Yeah,
and
get Phenom on the phone.
And I actually Beat Source over Tidal is my a streaming platform of choice while DJing. You know, in the DJ Pro app, we've had it seamlessly for a couple of years now, where you can actually stream live, and Beat Source has been my weapon of choice. And so when I found out about this program where all of a sudden your illegal remixes become legal remixes and everyone can get them, and it's like, what's happening right now? This is I've never heard of that in my life ever before.
I mean, can we like talk about that more, because I don't think people realize how groundbreaking this is, that Beat Source has a license. They have a license to literally release any remix or bootleg.
Well, this is a very technical and integral part of what's going on right now. They have relationships with record labels, with all of the record labels, with the majors, to be able to officially sell this and provide this. This is huge. Like if you've ever been a DJ that tried to put their unofficial remix out on SoundCloud or on YouTube or whatever, you know what a pain that is. And to now be able to do that legally for everyone out there, it's a revolution.
Right. So everything you submitted, are those are just kind of your bootleg stash that was like your hidden goodies and treasures and gems that you never get to kind of share, right?
Yeah, over 2 decades worth.
Really?
Yeah. And it's funny because I was always very... now I guess I can say it. I was always very free of handing them out. And I remember management telling me, like, dude, you can't do that. Like, because music with the music rights, and literally it's illegal to do stuff like that. And so I would come up with these folders and packs, and it would say RIP 128K MP3. And it wasn't. It was a 320.
Yeah. Snapped it up for the real heroes.
That people didn't realize it was from me, as if someone had ripped it from somewhere.
Right.
He did that.
Brilliant.
But now in this day and age,
Oh, good pump fake.
it's all here.
Yeah. How many tracks did you submit to them?
Wow, I'd need to double check. At least 50.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you save any? Were you like, this one's too good?
I handed everything in. I think my manager saved a couple.
Stop giving it away.
Yeah.
Like, let's hold on to these 5. You know?
Yeah.
It's funny because recently we were talking about the Beat Source streaming app, and DJs, obviously, they want to own the music. Mm-hmm. That's a very big deal for them. They don't, and another thing, they don't trust this Beat Source app to DJ it kind of live and with like Wi-Fi, like how you're streaming songs, like they just don't, they don't trust it at all. And here you are using it for festivals, which I think is on an iPhone, which I think is like maybe trusting it too much. You know what I'm saying? But can you explain a little bit of, your, I don't know, how you use this?
Yeah.
And what your kind of perspective is after, I don't know, how long have you been using Beat Source?
About 3 or 4 years now.
Since it came out.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how is it now? How do you set it up? Are you streaming this live? Or are you downloading in the locker? How does it work?
streaming live.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you been paying for the whole time?
Yeah. And
Jesus.
dude,
This guy is a supporter, man.
I have a crappy subscription as well because I can't play the actual remixes that are on there. Like
Really?
Yeah.
Here's a $10 feature.
Yeah.
If you use R.O.A.D in the discount code, you get
you can get a discount code
90
if you
days.
Man, I'm getting Thank you guys for lacing me up.
Anything. Hey. It's us giving back to you this time.
Yeah. No, so listen. DJs are so conservative, and we don't need to be so conservative. Just as you are streaming music from your Spotify while you're listening to it in daily life, this should also be the experience during DJing. That's my vision of it. It's ludicrous that we think we need to own music in this day and age because everything is in the cloud. So DJs, in daily life, when someone hands you contracts on a USB stick. Hey, here's my USB stick. I have a contract for the show tonight. You'll tell them, you can just send me a link.
Email me.
Just email me a link.
You have a Dropbox? That's what I say.
Or a Dropbox. Why is it that we still use USBs it's so old school. Like it's really... So
it's like a floppy disk.
It's just like that. No one uses floppy disks anymore, but if CDJs would have a floppy disk. So that's my mindset with all of this. And now, so Wi-Fi can be tricky at festivals and with a whole lot of people. So sometimes I just depend on the cloud and I'll go on airplane mode. If I know it's a festival in the middle of Spain, I need to have some tracks through my cloud, and I'll have some tracks rendered or whatever. But in this day and age, and I just can't help thinking about my kids telling their kids, like, there was a time where the Wi-Fi was so crappy on a plane you couldn't watch videos. No way, that's crazy. Yeah, and there were times in the house you need to restart your Wi-Fi because you be on and they're like, whoa, that's great, because Wi-Fi will be everywhere, and everyone's so dependent on Wi-Fi. This day and age is so old school already, whereas like, oh, but sometimes you can't download anything, and this is not going to be a thing in the future. So we need to go to that era of like, yeah, you can stream Beat Source wherever you want and wherever you play, and you do not need to own music and that sort of the thing. So
because they're stuck on the ownership part. DJs have a collector's blood.
Yes, we're nerds.
They're all collectors. Like, I really think like all of these like kind of fascinations with sneakers and art, it all kind of stems from just DJs collecting vinyl and just priding themselves in collecting everything. But you don't feel that at all remotely.
No, I'm one of those, and I funnily say that we're all hoarders.
Right.
Yes. 1000%.
Because with my music collection as well, it's like, why am I holding on to these tracks? Like, I don't need 2/3 of those, but I'll still keep them. But yeah, in the day and age of cloud, and mind you, if there's a zombie apocalypse, people like me will be screwed, and you guys can run around on great shoes, which is great. But yeah, it's the day and age of cloud. Like we really don't need those anymore.
Can I ask what? So it seems like you're basically 3 to 5 years ahead of all of us at all times. So what's the thing that I don't know about right now that you've just started using that you're going to be telling me that I should have used 5 years from now?
There's a bunch. There's a bunch, but obviously the big thing is AI coming through, and it'll obviously, like how your mom is probably using ChatGPT right now.
Yeah.
And where we already located ChatGPT like 3 years ago, whatever. That's going to be everywhere now for everything.
Yeah.
So video, music, DJing,
production,
production, yeah, for sure. And it's fascinating. It's a whole new world opening up. We're in like the biggest revolution up until now, right? Just like the industrial revolution. Yeah. It's happening. It's here and now.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating how we'll maneuver it. And I think the thing that will keep us going is like humanity, these things, community, people keeping on inspiring people, but also like a handshake and a hug until the robots come. That's what we have.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll maneuver like we've always done.
Has your production, your approach to production changed? Or have you implemented a lot of AI, even using it for like, I don't know, mixer mastering or just like, trying to locate sounds?
Well, the funny thing is I've been mixing and mastering my stuff for about 25 years now. So I have that on lock. I don't need that. Mm-hmm. I did experiment with Isotopies mastering 7 years ago, and I was battling it. I was like, no way it's going to outmaster me, but it did.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't use it as much anymore because the mix sounds are a little bit more natural and held back right now, a little bit more fluffy, which is great. But yes, yeah, I am fully open.
You're ready for it.
I'm already doing it.
Wow.
And it's wild, but it's also mind-blowing. Again, electronic music has always been about technology. Mm-hmm. I come from a musical family, and the reason why I make music with a computer is because I couldn't play the instrument as well as the other family members. Furthermore, they would always make fun of me because I was that guy, because my brother, he can drum at 180 BPM, 2 kick drums, like he's all like into, and he's flawless. Metal and that sort of thing, grunge music, the hardcore skate music. Not me, man. And I'm the programmer.
Yeah.
And now I look back at a career in music as a music producer, thanks to the computer.
Yeah. That's your instrument.
That's my instrument. Now the next wave is going to come. Because now we have accountants that can be famous DJs. Shout out John Summit. And it's the truth. I'm just spitting facts, right?
Yeah.
Or a nurse. Shout out to Dior.
Yeah. Before all of the technology, you couldn't do that. And the next wave is coming. And I'm open to it. Because if you're not open to it, you might just fall behind.
Yeah.
I really loved your YouTube channel. I love the blend of like tutorials and commentary and how candid you were, and also you sharing your work. And I love how much of a tech nerd you are, like reviewing stuff. But you've been a little like, you haven't been posting as often.
Yeah.
I think there's been like a year or so gap.
Yeah.
Are you going to revisit the YouTube channel? Or?
Yes.
Yeah.
So with the rebrand, I needed to take a a year off because it was taking up a whole lot of time to make those videos. Like every video would take at least 4 days out of my week, so that's why I started doing them bi-weekly. And I'm thinking of coming back and doing it in a smarter way, like a John Summit does or James Hype does, where they have their editors, and it's like you don't actually need to physically edit yourself or film yourself and that sort of thing.
Oh, you were doing all of that. You were editing all yourself?
Vlog style.
Yeah, I was doing all of it myself. It took a whole lot of time, and I just need to have a different approach, you know?
Oh
You're going to get the help.
Yeah.
So wait. Do you sometimes feel like... I had a conversation with Don Diablo, and he seems like he's hands-on with everything. Almost like to a control, like he needs to be in control of everything. And, you know, he's like you, he's looking forward to AI to kind of relieve him of some of this work so that he can take over mixing, mastering, and so on. But do you feel like it's hard for you to let go of some of the work, that you have to kind of have to do everything? And I'm wondering, you're so generous, right? And you give to people so much. Like, is there a part of you that is afraid to work with certain people because you've gotten burned, or you won't allow people into your team to alleviate some of this off of your table or your desk?
Let me say that's been a work in progress. And guilty as charged. Yeah, very much a control freak, because I have the vision. I know how it needs to look like and sound like. And if someone doesn't get it, because I remember this with my first couple of vlogs, I had someone editing them. Right. So while I was filming on the road, I was like, oh, I think I want to have it this way and that way. And I had like a whole 10-minute video in my head. And then I get the cut back, and it was 1.5 minute. And it flew through everything. Damn. And we had multiple screens going on. I'm like, what is happening? No, let me do it. And so I started doing it. But I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I actually enjoyed that.
It's just time consuming, right?
Time consuming, yeah.
So all your life, you've worked kind of alone, right? With production and everything. Is delegation like is that kind of a hard struggle for you sometimes, or not really?
Not really, and I've learned that with working with the mix mash people at our office, and,
right?
But it's just you need to find the right people, and oftentimes it's hard.
Right.
Yeah.
Congratulations, by the way, that you sold, right, the catalog for Mix Mash.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Huge opportunity, because it's kind of like when you have your DJ vinyls just sitting in the closet. And all of a sudden, someone comes in and wants to pay good money for it while it's just sitting there. And it's like, wow, what a great opportunity. And I actually got inspired by my mentors, Puma, who had sold their back catalog to Beat/Armada. And they were raving about it to me. They were like, this is great. Now we have a Tita Lau remix and an Adam Bayer remix of our classics. And the guys are doing a really great job with it. They are actually fans, the ones who bought the catalog. I'm like, wow, that's incredible. So now that Mix Mash is sold, here's the cool part. I'm working on keeping all of what's new from Mix Mash and going onwards from here. So I'm planning on bringing Mix Mash back, kind of like in a rebrand that I did with my own brand,
right? And
putting Mix Mash back as the platform for talents, young talents coming up. And I'm working on a blueprint for that. So
that's great.
Yeah, like raising up like a whole bunch of new talent for the next decade.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
The way you move with looking for new talent. Was a lot of that from your relationship with Chocolate Puma and then putting you on?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they give me a ton of opportunities. This is such a fun story. I was a teenager. I had no money. I was walking a paper route to try and pay for my first synths, that sort of thing. And man, it was a struggle because the synthesizers were expensive. Like that M1 Robin S synthesizer must have been $2,500 back in the day, and you get like one synthesizer. And it was a struggle, and they kept me under their wing, and I was having sessions with Gaston from Chocolate Puma, every once a month where he would review my demos and then tell me in a Dutch way that they sucked and that I needed to work on them. And I came back with new demos, similar like Avicii. And then at a certain point, he's like, hey, we're moving studios. And we literally have half of our studio equipment just sitting in a room doing nothing. Would you like to have that in your bedroom?
Wow.
Sure.
I'm like, no way. So they stashed all of that in my bedroom. All of a sudden, I had like synths and samplers and mixing desks. And I remember going to high school with a bunch of manuals under my arm because, hey, there was no YouTube back then.
Yeah.
This was 1994. And just trying to nerd out how all of these
Signal
synthesizers...
flow.
Yeah, like everything, MIDI, you know. Yeah.
What do you think it is that Chocolate Puma saw in you that made them kind of look out for you?
Yeah, it's interesting. So they just recognized the talent. Gaston always told me that this is funny, as Americans, you guys hearing this, my tracks had a sort of an American groove in them, which in the Netherlands was super rare because of all the super white European dudes trying to put groove in everything. It was always kind of like off. And Gaston heard a type of like a New York underground groove in my stuff. And I'm like, that's crazy. I don't know where that came from.
That's a great compliment.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Especially at that age.
Yeah. So he took that and he lifted me up. Yeah.
It's amazing.
You could see the humanity, like the soul in the sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
I mean,
feel the groove. Like,
yeah, the Chocolate Puma stuff, it's up till this day. So groovy still.
I love it. It's exciting. I can't wait to see what you do with Mix Mash. And, Luke, thank you so much for coming through and taking the time, right before your flight or your jiu-jitsu class.
Yeah.
And where are you off to next? Where are you going?
El Paso.
El Paso. Okay. Not too long of a flight. That's pretty quick.
Yeah.
But Laidback Luke, thank you for coming on the R.O.A.D podcast. It's been such an honor. Thank you so much.
Such a pleasure, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Laidback Luke.
If you want to watch more episodes from R.O.A.D Podcast, click either links on the left or the right. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page and get updated on new uploads throughout the week. Peace.